All right, welcome back and welcome to a not really an emergency, but slightly an emergency podcast. It's the day before, so shit, it is emergency episode of those Millennials podcasts. Today, I'm your humble, grateful, extremely thankful host, Kev the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here with a very clean Aaliyah shirt. Rell, how's your mental health? How's your pockets?
What's Gucci?
Never answered. And Clips, you're not a guest anymore. Our fourth member of those millennials, basically. Clips, how are you doing? How's your pockets? How's your mental health?
Hey, I got a 5% raise on the way. So pockets looking a little better than they was yesterday.
There you go. There we go. We
You
always need
know,
that.
mental health is good. I think the students, the college students is trying me just a tad bit. They don't know how to act because sports is back. So for those who don't know, I run an intramural sports program at Cal State Northridge, and they be wilding over there
Oh
right now.
yeah,
But other than that, we good. Can't complain.
fire. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get to everything. We got a lot to get to on this pod, but this pod literally on Tuesday looks a whole lot different than it was gonna be a whole lot different show if we was gonna record Tuesday than what it is today. So if you don't know, the Dame news dropped, so we're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about the thirstiness of social media and all these sites with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. We're gonna get to Usher and the Super Bowl halftime. We're gonna get to all that shit, but we're gonna get to this Dame news. But first, we're gonna get to the not list. Rell, we're gonna save your bets for the second half of the podcast. Rell, hope Rell's cool with that. Rell, you all right? Everything cool? You didn't do so good anyway last week, so it's all love though. It's all right. It's all love.
I didn't do so good on these bets. I have other bets, but
Okay.
the one I provided for y'all, we getting killed on. So
the ones you drop here are bad bets, but the ones
no. We're already here. Fuck it.
whatever the hell that means.
We're already here. Let me get my picks. We're already here.
Okay, so again, we're gonna do Rell's picks. The order's just fucked up again, so we're gonna start with Rell's pick. Rell's picks is again sponsored by Radio Shack for all your electronic needs, cell phones, walkie-talkies, remote control cars. Please shop at Radio Shack for Rell's picks.
So last week, if you gamble, it was a bad beat. Clemson lost by 2 points to Florida State. That was a dog we took. Notre Dame, the coach, I believe he may have had a little something on the game himself because he put 10 players on the field at the very last play. Then we lost. I think we hit on the Packers one. I forgot the other two picks, but I always give you three NFL and two college. I have my record by next show. But this week I'm gonna go with a straight chalk. This is one I'm gonna put a lot of money on. So I'm gonna say,
Oh, okay.
At least 2 units. So depending on what your unit size and how you gamble, your unit size is your business. So if 1 unit is $20 for you, 1 unit for me is maybe something else. I'm going 2 units on this.
They count different over there. Clips. They count different over there.
I'm going 2
That's
units.
my boy right there. You know what I'm saying?
A 2 unit on a 3-play parlay money, all on the money line. I'm going 49ers minus 1,000. I'm going the Eagles minus 400, and I'm going the Vikings minus 180.
Oh, they finally gonna get a W. Vikings finally get a W.
Yes, they're playing the Panthers. Bryce Young is not even playing. They're desperate. They have to win. Kirk Cousins is playing out of his mind right now. So I'm going
and
with
losing.
That. Yeah, it wouldn't. That game versus Chargers wouldn't how you would expect it will go. I don't know. So that's my
worse. They could have had 70 hung on their head. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Not to interrupt you. two units on that 3-team parlay. I'm going Niners. I'm going Vikings. I'm going Niners, Vikings. Who was the third team?
Dustin,
Niners, Vikings. Niners, Vikings, Eagles. 3-team parlay. I like that. It gets you a plus 115 on that. So it's gonna get $100 will get you like 239. So you'll double your money plus some on that 3-team parlay.
I like it. Real quick, worst team, Panthers or wait, no, I'm sorry. Broncos or who does it say? Bears. What's the worst team?
Bears. Bears have no direction. I mean, you know what? Even like I actually watched that
I think
Miami
the Broncos
game. Like,
quit.
no, like their defense is dog shit, and it's not being called out. Like people keep like talking about Russ, but Russ hasn't like
Russ
played
hasn't
bad.
played that bad. He's
Yeah.
not played great, but
And
that's
he
what I'm
threw
saying.
one of the awesome ass Hail Marys, and he brought him back versus the Commanders, and he threw that awesome ass Hail Mary that if he would have just hammered the 2-point gun, maybe they would have a win.
Clips, do you
They're
agree?
deep.
Worst team, Bears or Broncos? I mean, they're both bad.
I agree because the Broncos edge them with at least offensive direction and schemes and how they should be playing. The Bears, it was funny. One of my homies was just saying, like, pretty much Fields he just can't see out there. Like, it's like he needs a prescription. Like he don't he's blind to the game, and he's not the same player that he was in college. So the unfortunate piece for him is when he looks
It's the
at that
coaching.
game, the
It's the coaching.
speed, but he also, the coaching matters. It's funny, like that meme of the kid saying, "This is the worst game ever," and players, you did great, but it's the coach's fault. Like that's what their
That can
season reminded
happen.
me of.
That can happen.
So yeah, and I'm not too worried about the Bears because they're in my division. So sorry, guys.
All right. All right.
You got an L coming tomorrow.
I guess he's talking about you.
Yeah. Those kitty cats bite the Lions.
Look, young man. I'm not even gonna play X's and O's with you because the way you bet. But I will tell you this: worry about your own team.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the not list, and so we can get to what's burning, what's hot. All right, so not list is robust, and very, 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 very widely spread between topics of stuff. So I'm gonna do my best to just keep it down to 10, but we'll see how this goes.
Shit.
Excuse me. All right, so number one, this one just came on the wire. This I actually hate, by the way. So Brittany Renner went on Club Shay Shay, and she revealed that her body count is 35 people. My question is this: why is it a blog post for women first? Okay, so why is it a blog post, and why do we care about people's, especially women? Why do we shame women for body counts now? Like, I mean, we've always done it, but like, I don't understand it.
I just don't just because you woke up and took a plan B doesn't mean it doesn't count. So don't
laugh at it, Clips. He won't stop.
I'm just saying she's lying. So
wait, so is that what everybody's saying? Everybody think that she's lying about the count? They think it's higher?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's wild.
She's definitely lying. I mean, but at the same time, what the fuck does it matter? She's a beautiful woman, and all these athletes who interview her probably sleep with 4 times as many people as they do, and they all sleep with the same fucking people. So it doesn't really matter.
If we are going to talk about counts for speaking for somebody that actually read her book, I think 35 is light to me for somebody who started sex early like she did. I think 35 is light.
Some women have this thing where if it was after a certain time and they had certain drinks and feeding cream pie, then it doesn't count.
Which let me
say this.
Rules? Yeah, Rell, something's wrong with Rell. I don't like body counts, men or women. I don't like people counting people's body count. But if we are gonna do that in this instance, how you should do it is how many person have had in a year. In my opinion, like if they were at this number, then it's like,
as a dude out here dating, that shit don't fucking matter. You could have been fucking the day before we met, and I wouldn't have known because anybody gonna tell you the truth.
That's true.
I mean, so it's like, so at the end of the day, what does it really matter? Who is she with when she's with you? Is what I say now. Does it really matter? Like, I mean, you don't want nobody just laughing at you, but in the day, it's like most of the people who laugh at you don't understand who you are or if you hit off the system. Like my thing is, I just think it's stupid.
My thing is this too. Like after watching, I was gonna listen to that pod, but I didn't get a chance to. But I watched the clip. She willingly gave it up without like Uncle.
That's just what type of time she's on, though, bro.
Yeah, like Unc didn't even like ask her the question like that. She was asking something else, and she just like willingly gave it up, which just makes me skeptical of just shit like that.
But, look, I'm gonna say this to your initial question: why does it matter? And I'm air quoting for America,
yeah.
Because, and I know we don't get into this type of semantics on the pod, but so religious aspects create a narrative for that. I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna say this in layman's term for real niggas. The type of women who we create, if we are single men doing shit like this, is based off the type of women we dislike. So we turn them into that. And then vice versa. The same type of niggas that women hate and complain about are fucking them niggas. So where are we at? So, anyways, that's my TED Talk.
Clips TED Talk. All right. Well said. All right. So this is a true not list. And the reason why the not list was created because of these two people, and we're not going to talk about this. So we are never, let me get this, ever talking about Krishan Rock and Blueface ever on this podcast. But only thing I will say is please pray for that child. And I will leave it at that.
Yes, don't let the baby be a victim to the circumstance. 100%.
Leave it at that because everything they got going on is bullshit. All right.
Fuck them.
No, number 3 on the not list. Officially starting yesterday, well, I guess today, the writer strike is over. Congratulations. It's no longer tentative. The ink is dry. The writers actually, I think some shows actually resumed today and actually finished up. I saw House of Dragons actually finished up whatever they had. Like, so the tentative deal was, it was spoken yesterday that that they had a deal, but it wasn't signed yet. Like, it still need to be looked over, but it was finalized today. And literally House of Dragons finished today, which makes me like, damn, y'all didn't have much of shit left to do on this fucking thing. But but House of Dragons is supposed to come back in 2024. But now I know. Now we got to worry about the actors strike because they're still striking and we still got to figure that part out. So, but the writers are set. Shows like the Tonight Show, the late night shows will come back, but like all the other shows are going to take some time. Like maybe they might resume in January, and the ones that are already done might be able to drop, but like the ones that will still being developed and worked on, they're going to take a little more time to be finished and done now. So positive, we're moving in the right direction. But now I don't know if you guys saw this news around the wire. This is a bonus for the not list. Now the writers of the gaming industry are on strike. I don't know. Did you guys see that? Yeah. So
well,
the writers
I hope they figure that out because there's no way we need a 2K every year, guys.
The writers for I think 2K is done by 2K is not done by but I saw Activision. Huh?
I said I kind of need a 2K every year. It just symbolizes change for me, you know.
Bro, you paying $60 for just a new roster?
Yes,
it's worth it to pay $60. For...
Let me be stupid.
I'm trying.
I do it too. So I can't even say anything. I literally bought Madden and I played it like maybe under 10 times, and I know I'm not gonna touch it anytime soon. That's just, I'm stupid. Anyway, they got me.
Guys.
They got me. But yeah, hopefully the gaming the writers in the gaming world get what's due to them too, because it's strike season, man. The workers for these auto companies are on strike. It's a lot of people going on strike. A lot of
fuck the man.
Industries are going on strike, I should say.
I'm thinking about starting a little something myself where I'm at.
All right, number 4 on the not list. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Congratulations to Breanna Stewart on winning league MVP or whatever. Nah, I'm not even hating. Congratulations to Breonna Stewart.
Very close MVP
Studio-
race, by the way.
I've said many times on this podcast, to me, pound for pound, I think Breonna Stewart is the overall best player in the W. Asia Wilson is 1B, not far behind. I understand they didn't want to give Asia back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. I kind of get it. Whatever. It's cool.
All Asia has to do is be MVP of the finals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the only MVP we care about. Asia followed up her snub from being MVP by dropping 30 for the third time in the playoffs in 3 games, showing that she was mad and motivated by that. So the Aces are doing what they're supposed to be doing. In the Liberty or in the dogfight with the Connecticut Sun. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe next time we come around, we might have a different finals matchup than everybody expected. All right. Does anybody you have anything else about talking about the W? Anything else?
Respect it. Respect to Stu York. I love that they're calling her that. I think that's baller. She deserves it. Like she's not. Dope. Yeah, she ain't no. She's man. Arguably, what people like to say, she's like the KD of WNBA. I think. I don't know, man. She's her own. She's so crafty. She for her height, her size, she works hard in both ends. So I think it was a no-brainer this season.
No brainer's tough. No brainer's tough,
bro. Like leaving her former team and then going into this team that didn't have a player like her. We already knew what the Aces were going to be before Parker came.
I think Alyssa Thompson deserved it as well too.
Okay, all right.
It didn't have.
Well, we don't do the votes.
I'm being a little biased with Asia, but like I think Alyssa like balled out.
Hooping too.
I think she was hooping.
Shout out to the W.
Shout out to the W. We're always going to try to shine light. Excuse me, I keep losing my voice. We're always going to try to shine light and bring positives of W because it's. One more W story before we get out of here. I saw, and I don't know how much this is true, so I'm just going to throw this in the rumor category. I think I saw the Athletics say that the Golden State the owners of the Golden State Warriors are looking to expand and create a WNBA team in the Bay Area and Oakland area. So
that'll be dope.
I think that's dope. I think that'll be fly. I think they was really mad because Steph and Seth kept on coming to Aces games. I think they was mad about that.
Also, too, that's very true. But a lot of them are training out here. Yeah. So
yeah, if the Oakland Bay Area gets a WNBA team, I think that'd be tough. I'm trying to think where else would the second team come in?
Toronto.
Okay.
See, but then that just takes me back to that interview that I don't know how many Kelsey Plum interviews y'all be watching, but she talked about
All the
smoke. I watched it.
Yeah, when she was talking about how the need for expansion isn't right this second, like they still need to focus on paying the players. I think that's gonna be tough. I think the players may give them a little kickback if they do said things, because then once you bring a new franchise in,
the teams get money and the owners get money. The players don't really get that.
Yeah, teams get money, and then all the people who are somewhere about to get moved to elsewhere.
Yeah, they
based off of how they break that down.
Other teams, yeah.
Oh,
very interesting times. We'll see how that goes. We'll monitor that and see where it goes from there. All right, number 5 on the not list, Rell. This one's for you. Actually, this one's for all of us. I mean, I don't know how big of a friend you're into this franchise clips, but we'll see. So another rumor. Rell's man's Christopher Nolan is rumored to be in talks to be the new head and I guess not showrunner, but the new director and writer of the new James Bond films. He'll be signed on to do the next 2 James Bond films if this goes through.
Christopher Nolan?
Huh?
Christopher Nolan gonna do those?
Christopher Nolan. I'm not
Bar
even.
Stock just went up.
Rell is the biggest Christopher Nolan fan. He could put out a movie of 4 hours of just nothingness, and he'd go see it and think it was the greatest shit on the earth. But I think Christopher Nolan and in if he's gonna be the showrunner, I keep on saying showrunner, the director and the writer of the latest James Bond film, where he gets to pick whoever's gonna be the leading man for this role and gets to play with the source material for Ian Fleming's James Bond films. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be fly.
That'd be fun. That's fire. I like that. That's a good director for those type of movies. He knows what he's doing.
Director. Everybody know what he did to the Batman series. He took it from a kiddie piece of shit that they were doing with Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and made it serious and made it a serious player. Obviously, we all know what happened with Heath Ledger winning the Oscar for it, but made it a critically acclaimed franchise. So if Christopher Nolan does that to the Bond series,
but you're selling them short as a director. You're just gonna bring up just those movies, like those other movies.
I'm speaking about his action movies. That was, obviously he has more action movies, but I'm talking about
Prestige is action. Inception is action.
Inception is my favorite movie of all time.
Come on, you just bring up the Dark Knight movie, like he just said, like he just, he's not just limited to superhero movies. He's done way more than that.
I'm not limiting him, bro.
Well. Now he'll get boxed into just only the Bond movies.
You didn't like Interstellar?
I didn't like it that much, but that's just me. It's cool.
I don't like
space movies like that. I don't like
different movie, bro. That wasn't the same movie.
The best space movie ever is Armageddon.
That's crazy. It's not better than Interstellar.
It's cool. But yeah, I think that this is a match made in heaven, and I will just say get this done. Get whatever y'all got to do. Get that done.
You're literally the first person I ever heard to say they didn't like Interstellar.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
That's cool to me. You're the first person I've ever heard that say that NSYNC wouldn't be able to sell out T-Mobile Arena. So are you?
And I found out where Tony's at. They're over at the Palms. They're at the Palms. They're at the Flamingo, I think.
That's not T-Mobile.
That's not T-Mobile. But it's cool.
But Tony still gonna sell out. I'll tell you that much. And they got more hits.
In a smaller venue, it's a small room.
They got more.
That's because they're not.
That's like comparing Chris Brown to Brent Faiyaz.
Clips. He said they got more.
Tony has more hits than NSYNC. There's no debate about it.
Clips.
You're talking about Raphael Sadiq. You're talking about Raphael Sadiq, Clips. Like, think about what you're saying.
Okay, so if it's Raphael Sadiq and what he produced and helped put out,
compare the songs. Go to with the song by songs of Tone. Anniversary trumps anything. If they do verses, Anniversary trumps anything NSYNC can play.
There, you can't put those.
I'm gonna spend a little more time on you. Might work with that.
It's cool. All right, number 6 on the not list. So maybe Clips, you can explain this to me, because I'm pretty sure Rell won't be able to explain this to me. What was the obsession, and why was Kevin James on my timeline all this fucking week? What was with the Kevin James memes that was happening all this weekend?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know, because I started to see them too randomly. I didn't know why he was getting so much love.
Why is every Kings of Queens picture and photo op of him being posted on memed like this? What is going on?
I think the fashion.
This is one of these things where it's like, am I just old where I just don't know? This is how old I am too, Clips. I looked it up. I was like, what is the origin of Kevin James meme? And I basically got, this one dude posted it.
I think it's just like kind of the fashion. That's what I would assume.
I was confused.
I think it's something from the King of Queens shows, but I'm not on social media like that.
So. No, it is from the King and Queen shows. That's what a lot of the pictures are.
Show, but I was just like, why?
But this wasn't making sense. Why did it
spread like wildfire?
Because because like I guess
and Taylor Swift, it was everywhere on my phone.
I don't know, and I'm sick of both.
Number 7 on the not list, which I'm probably gonna leave it at 7 unless actually no, I'm gonna throw it. All right, so Drake versus Charlamagne. Who you got? Well, whose side are you on? So for those who don't know, Charlamagne the God on his podcast. What's it called off the top of my head? Something Idiots. What's it called? I don't listen. I don't watch.
I don't watch his podcast.
Brilliant Idiots. That sounds right. Something like in that ballpark. Went on there and basically said He was talking about Drake's latest song, Slime. Slime on You? What's it called? Slime on You? I should know these names.
Slime you
Slime
out.
you out.
Slime You Out. There you go. Something like that. He was talking
Yes.
about that, and he was basically saying that the song's been out 3 weeks, and now we're just now getting quotes from the song, right? Which quotes that were being posted online, basically. That the quotes started finally making the rounds online. And he was just saying like that's not typical of a Drake record. Usually the girlies, soon as the song comes out,
It's up.
it's up, like it's up and it's stuck. Mind you, the song is doing pretty well. It's like, I think it's already certified gold and is actually performing really, really well. Wow, me and Rell already talked about this song. I think Rell basically said he hated it and something like that, and I just said I feel like it's an album cut. I don't feel like it was ever a single. But the song is still doing the same thing with Search and Rescue. Like nobody, Rell says Search and Rescue is Drake's worst song, right?
It's the worst song. Yeah,
He says it's Drake's worst song, and that song is doing fucking pretty well. It's actually one of the most streamed songs this fucking year. Again, it's the power of Drake. But basically, so Charlamagne went on and said those words, and Drake's on tour, man, not doing much. He's sitting in the, after the show, he's chilling, he's sitting in this trailer, and Drake had time a couple days ago and decided to do a little montage for Charlamagne. Called him Leonard. Said he looks like the basically the diet Morris Chestnut, and said, "Why is he obsessed with me?" And basically he hit him with the Mariah Carey. So yeah, whose side y'all on this? Whose side are y'all on in this beef that's been brewing for years? And after Drake posted the shit, Charlamagne has been talking shit about Drake for years.
Yeah, factual. See, now it hurts me to say this is the reason why I side with said individual, right? Because this is the most pettiest beef in all time. Like why? But this edges just a little bit of where I'm at. I think I side with Charlamagne only because Drake deleted said post. If Drake didn't delete his post and he stayed on his square with it, then I would be like, I understand Drake. But the moment he did that, it was like, Charlamagne is one of those. He one of those people. He's gonna keep it going if you're beefing with him. But the moment he deleted, I was like, that's not what I wanted, Aubrey.
Got you.
What about you, Rell? Are you siding with Drake?
No, I mean, I just think it's dumb. Like Drake just put the album out. Charlamagne, you're a piece of shit. Charlamagne he's just a big cunt. I don't know. I have my issues with Charlamagne, but I don't really give a fuck about their little tit for tat beef. Like Charlamagne says what the internet thinks. This is what I feel about Charlamagne. Because all that shit about how he feels like a Drake's a fake tough guy and how he, like this is all the things you can read on the internet about people will say about Drake. And then Charlamagne just kind of just, says it on his radio show. Which I mean, and then I don't like the Slime You Out record. It wasn't what I want from Drake, but at the same time, maybe this album ain't for me. But he put for the dogs. So what's going on, Drake?
Somebody memed it and said that him and SZA talking about the same dude.
I don't know, bro. I'm scared, bro. This nigga Drake put for the dogs. I'm thinking we about to get some dog shit because I'm a dog. And then all I get is Slime You Out. Him and SZA singing to each other on the first fucking cut. It's like, bro, I wanted Future. I thought I was about to get digital. I thought I was about to get him and Future every other cut.
Nah. For the Dogs actually was the record him and 21 did together. That's actually For the Dogs.
Shut up, Cliff.
You're welcome.
It's already out. Anyway.
Shout out to 21 Savage.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add about this. All right, so I put this in the not list, but we're definitely talking about this, and we're going to spend some time on this. I couldn't find. So funny thing is, I when Usher was announced to be the headliner for the Super Bowl out here in Las Vegas, I spent I don't know how many hours, maybe like 5 hours searching for the clip where we basically talked about it on here, and we basically predicted. I think we basically was like, it has to be Usher next year, right? It has to be Usher. And I couldn't find the clip, and I was very mad. But shout out to Space God for helping me find a similar clip where we found it. We found where we was speaking about Usher headlining, but it wasn't the one where we basically predicted it. But yeah, Usher's headlining Super Bowl out here in Las Vegas. I can't remember the number of the Super Bowl. But this is the fifth. Wait, one. This is the fifth Rock Nation headliner Super Bowl that we have. So I'm gonna read you guys the other headliners that Rock Nation and Jay-Z has given us.
Just say Rihanna. We're good.
No. J-Lo and Shakira in 2020. The Weeknd in 2021, which Rell loved. And Dr. Dre, obviously, with the West Coast medley with 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and I feel like I'm forgetting
Bring the niggas in. Bring the niggas in.
Snoop Dogg. In 2023, obviously, we had Rihanna, and this year we have Usher. I think it's safe to say that Rock Nation and Jay-Z is doing a hell of a job.
Does Beyonce get to count as Rock Nation?
No, because that and 2020 is when Jay took the job for the NFL.
She did
Okay.
that.
Okay.
2020.
No, well, that I was just trying to,
He's trying to
add the numbers.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So I asked you guys to compile a list of what songs that he thinks he's gonna perform. So last year, if we're going off the strength of last year, Rihanna performed 12 songs in total. Now I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think Usher's gonna perform that many because I feel like he's going to be more performing. I feel like Rihanna, huh?
I'm hoping he do an hour.
There's gonna be a football game going on, Rell.
We can wait. It's Vegas. We got a lot of shit to do afterwards. It's gonna be a lot of parties that weekend. We can wait.
Not to mention this nugget. So Usher, literally that Sunday, will be dropping his new album right after his performance on the Super Bowl, which I think is the most flyest thing ever. I don't know why more acts during the Super Bowl don't do that. I know The Weeknd did something similar to that 2 years ago, where he dropped a collection of his best on. He dropped a collection of his best songs.
I think they're literally pulling the trigger right around now. If it doesn't line up, it doesn't line up. If you don't have a new album,
how many months until the Super Bowl right now?
February 2nd, February 6th.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're one of those, I don't believe so. So Usher went on Zane Lowe's Apple podcast and did an interview, basically, where he basically said he got the call from Jay and said it's time, for him to do the Super Bowl when he asked him. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe any of that shit. I don't believe how that shit went. I believe that Usher has been working up to this for, I want to say, a year now. Because I feel like in another interview, Usher has speaked about how he still has goals and how headlining the Super Bowl was one of his goals.
That's bold.
I feel like headlining the Super Bowl is one of his goals. And I feel like the Vegas residency has been kind of giving him.
I like that.
I don't even say notoriety because niggas know who Usher is, but kept him in the public eye, gave him the stamina to be fit to do a performance of this caliber for the Super Bowl stage. Everybody, the shit hit the clips every week during this Las Vegas residency went viral, where he was taking celebrities' girls. Everybody know what happened with Keke Palmer and Joe Budden's girl, and what almost happened to the Gabrielle Union literally last week. I don't know if y'all saw that clip.
When I take Charlie's, I tell him off rip. We sit in this section. That nigga's not singing to you up here, all right? When we sitting there, this nigga's not coming up here. He's not singing to your ass.
But I'm not be real with you guys. When this news hit, and I mean, obviously, we was in the group chat. I dropped it in the group chat. I was genuinely happy. Like I was genuinely like, it was one of those moments where it was like I can't even explain. I was genuinely happy, and it was just like it was kind of like this is a sick comparison. It was kind of like the Alabama River brawl, where I was just like I was happy for.
You're a sick individual, sir. You're a wild man.
I was proud and happy. It was the same feeling of happiness and proudness that
It's
the
the same
Alabama
feeling
River
of
brawl
joy.
gave me. Yeah, but go ahead, Clips.
Usher skating is equivalent to a chair headshot. That's wild.
I'm just that's the feeling of pride I felt when I felt it. I was just like, yo,
I got a bone to pick with you.
All right. Well, no. Well, Rell. Well, I'm sorry, Clips. I'm gonna let Rell talk about his bones before he.
And I'm gonna just share a personal conversation. This is a private conversation that was just completely offline. You know.
Wait. So before, can you please don't? I want you, if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, I want you to not lie to the audience and paint the picture. How long ago was this conversation? And when was this conversation?
A week ago.
A week ago, before the Usher news dropped, right?
Before the Usher news dropped.
Go ahead.
Before the Usher news dropped on the Friday, I sent Kevin something. I said, "Hey man, I don't like this. I don't like this at all."
What is this? People don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm gonna get to it. Can you let me get to it. So as I'm looking, so this is showing a potential lineup of who could be performing at next year's Super Bowl. And so I was telling Kat, like, hey, you know, this is bullshit. NFL plays with our music too much. And he's just gonna say it's cool. I think it was like NSYNC, Katy Perry, again, Kelly Clarkson.
It was definitely not NSYNC, but keep going. It was definitely not Katy Perry was not on the list either. I can tell you some of the people that was on the list because I remember. Can I tell you? Want me to tell the audience who's on the list?
Yeah.
It was Bad Bunny, arguably the biggest artist.
I got it right here. Harry Styles.
Yep.
Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Miley Cyrus.
Yep.
Bad Bunny.
Yep.
Ed Sheeran.
Yep.
Jay-Z. Jack Harlow.
Yep.
And that's who. And I sent you. I said, "What the fuck is this? This not what we asked for." But this Usher. And so, and my long story short is that you take your victory lap now for around this Usher thing. But when I brought this issue to you last week, you didn't have the same urgency that I had. You didn't have the same "why is this happening" that I had. I just don't like that. Now you want to take a little victory lap and say, "Oh, you know, Usher,"
because we wasn't on the same energy about those people. I was cool.
Bro, and let me tell you, this means something. This means something is what I'm trying to tell you. This not just nothing. It means something. Like it's not just like we can't just put Jack Harlow out there. We can't just put Harry Styles out there.
Jack Harlow gonna do 4 songs and then leave. Keep going.
You could. I mean, I wouldn't prefer Harry Styles to be out there, but you could put him out there. The
issue is that for the longest, the music wasn't for us and for the players on the field. They gotta be fair with it and make the music for us and them. So right. we got to do half. So for the longest, there's been 54 fucking Super Bowls. Just until recently, they just started accepting the black music. You know what I'm saying? This is why it means something.
I just told you who's in charge.
Michael was black music, by the way.
Yeah, I mean the one time he was up there, you know, the one time. I mean, great. But all I'm saying is that it means something, and it means something because this not then Usher. Everybody know Usher. Everybody in the league probably a millennial too, about average age about 30-something. So yeah, I mean,
I don't know if y'all saw this. Some people was playing with Usher, and the Gen Zers, the niggas that's behind us. That's why we millennials. The niggas that was behind us was disrespecting Usher. I don't know if y'all was in the comments like that, where everybody around our age was celebrating this. This is like I said, I was championing this. We was all championing this. This was like the greatest thing that could happen to us. This is like our ideal person that has not done the Super Bowl yet that should be on that Super Bowl stage. I can headline it on his own. But I just peeked because I be trying to catch the temperature of shit sometimes. So I peeked in the comment section. And there was a lot of Gen Zers that was playing on my man Usher's name, like he don't have enough songs to do a Super Bowl. And I was just like, you're not old enough. You don't know.
Okay, but since I'm here, let me go
I was definitely that dude that clicked on their profile and was like, oh, okay. You were born in 09. You don't know.
Let me go.
You're born in 08. You don't know.
Can I go through my set for real quick? I got 12 songs.
Wait, we gotta let Clips talk first. How he felt?
Oh, you got 12 in the chains?
Go ahead. No, I wasn't sure we were gonna do it yet, but go ahead.
Not yet. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get to it. We still got go ahead, Clips. So what do you think about this? The moment, the Las Vegas residency, how this was announced. What'd you think?
I was thinking the same thing regarding the residency. Gave him kind of just some traction and momentum to be a prime candidate for it, for sure. But the fact that he is it, and now you're saying he's going to drop an album next year, I was like, yo, that's a fire ass rollout, because the performance is going to have to be spectacular.
Fat Joe's rollout with his sneakers. Keep going.
Fair enough. My boy Clinton got a pair of Fat Joe sneakers. But
I want keep going.
I think Usher, being the type of performer that he is, he checks that box off. The creative way he wants to deliver his music checks that box off. Then the hits that he has checks that box off. The entertainment piece for everybody watching, I don't care if you're sober, you're drunk, or you're full of nachos and pizza, you're going to thoroughly enjoy it, right? And I think it's been a minute since we've had a performance of this magnitude where I think everybody's going to enjoy it, right? I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think the last one that I felt fully immersed in, where I was like, oh, this is a good, like, top to bottom, it might have been, was Bruno Mars it? Yeah, I think Bruno Mars killed it.
Bruno did it 2 years, if I remember correctly.
What about did you not see The Weeknd?
So I'm going to tell you right now, Rell, Abel and his bandage face music was not for me. Yeah, Abel's bandage face music wasn't for me, dog. It was for the other people that you always referring to that you know.
Bro, you don't even listen to The Weeknd like that to be saying all that.
I listened to SpongeBob Hair Weekend.
Oh,
bro,
man.
What's wrong with SpongeBob Hair? You know?
I'm saying, I didn't say it was wrong. I was saying, but that's the last time I was super, when he was on drugs and he had the dread, that was my weekend. Okay, now he's just a Sunday. He's just a Sunday to me. But the weekend from Thursday to Sunday, when I used to be in college, that was my guy. Sunday, Thursday to Sunday. Funny. Now he's just Sunday. But yeah, I think I was thoroughly entertained watching Bruno Mars's performance. So, and no disrespect, I'm the biggest Rihanna fan, but she should not have been up there pregnant, giving me the
I want to say we got to give that one. I don't know if the asterisk a little bit, because she was pregnant. It was a little bit of asterisk.
I'm giving her. You had a great moment of fame to be a part of said Super Bowl.
Yep.
But from what I expected, obviously I wanted a super performance from her because she has the music to do that. Unfortunately, she was pregnant, and I'm not knocking her for being pregnant. Bringing children into the world.
Please clean that up, because you said unfortunately she's pregnant. I said please clean that up. I'm just going.
Oh no, I'm not knocking her for that at all. I just know that the type of performance we could have got from her if she wasn't pregnant would have been crazy. Like, think all of the pillars and things that she was doing, I think would have been fire for her to perform a certain way.
I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it still.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I thought it was very creative.
That design was fire.
Yeah, she did a really good job, and the set and design team, all the people who worked with her, they did great to give her platforms and all the thing to keep her safe and all that. So it was fire. But the previous one with the Dr. Dre one, that one was great, and I want to see stuff like that. And I think Usher is very capable of making something like that also happen.
I think.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll get to what songs we think he's gonna perform real quick after this.
Yeah, because Rell has already 12. I put like 5, 6. Good job, bro. Overachiever.
I have 9. So I think, and we can quote this, and I'm gonna run with this too, because I have so much faith in Usher. I think this is gonna be up there as good as the Prince Super Bowl halftime performance. I think it's gonna be that good.
I like that one.
I don't even think that's that far-fetched and crazy to say. I think this is gonna be arguably one of the greatest Super Bowl performances of all time. This is one of the ones that they're gonna talk about for years. The Prince one was crazy because The nigga performed Purple Rain and it actually rained. So we can't like that one
Prince
was
is a god, bro.
divine intervention. That one was crazy. So we can't even talk about that one on the same level as this. That one was divine
like
intervention.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think this is going to be as closest to that one as possible. One up there with the Beyonce performances, up there with Bruno.
We can.
I can't even think about any other ones that keep up to that magnitude.
We
All
can.
right, so I had you guys do a little quick assignment real quick. So we're going to try to pick the songs that Usher is going to perform. Obviously through his large, very expansive, wide-ranging, decades-long catalog. Like I said, Rihanna did 12 songs. I don't think Usher's going to do... I mean, if you have 12, great. I personally don't think he's going to do that much because I think he's going to be much more performing. I think some of these songs he's going to actually do longer. But Rell, if you want to start, you look like you on the hotbed. You ready to talk about your songs? What songs do you think Usher's going to perform?
I just want to start off with a few. I hope he doesn't.
You want to start with songs you hope he doesn't do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my God. So I just want to start there. When I've been at Usher residency 3 times.
I don't want to see Will I Am. I don't want none of that. I'm with you.
No Black Eyed Peas. And when I hear "Oh my God," that's what I say. Why did you make that song, Usher? Because that is a terrible fucking song. Yeah, none of that. I think pretty much. I'll put on here everything off of Raymond versus Raymond. So just skip that whole section of your career, Usher.
No Daddy's Home.
No Daddy's Home. No Daddy's Home. No none of that. But I'm gonna give you quick 10 ones. But here's the 10 that's gonna do it because I've seen the residency, I've seen the show, and it's awesome. We're gonna start off with My Way. Also, get down on this. My Way is gonna be a long shot. Everybody's gonna think about the hits or whatever comes down. My Way is gonna be a long shot. Get down on this. You can bet on the first song. So I'm going with My Way, and then I'm gonna I will say the next song will be Love in This Club because you're gonna go from My Way to 8701. You're gonna go Love, no, not Love in This Club. You don't have to call. I'm sorry, you don't have to call. I got those to switch up. So My Way, you don't have to call, and then he will go to the confession section. Then we can just do the rest of the confessions. We can just literally do everything off of confessions from That's What It's Made For. Just do that.
It's not and he's
definitely he has to do a new song though.
And then we end with Love in This Club. And so that's my list of what I compiled. I mean, you have tracks that I don't really. I mean, like I said, we can skip Raymond versus Raymond. And if I know he does his party song, it's like, yeah, it's on Confessions. This is why we can just do Confessions. Most of the hits are on Confessions. Lovers and Friends, bonus track off Confessions. He's gonna bring Little John out. He's gonna do that song with Ludacris as well.
Clips, give me your quick little list before I get to mine, man.
All right. Well, You Don't Have to Call's on my list. Yeah is on my list. My Way is on my list. You Remind Me is on my list. My favorite song off Confession. Caught Up. Loving This Club's on my list.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want him to do Caught Up, but keep going.
I love that song too much for him not to do it.
Okay.
And then you know what? Look, listen, America, listen to me when I say this. If I'm gonna lean in a little more because I want us to family when I say this. I know this is gonna be hard and everybody's gonna be mad at this take, but if Chris and Usher can mend their fences and do new flame,
this is gonna be one of my takes.
Hell no.
Rell, excuse me, sir. I'm gonna hit you with the skip Bayless really fast. If they can mend their patch and do New Flame and give us a great performance, I'll be ecstatic. But I understand why. I know it's hard. It's hard for America to want Chris to get up on that stage, and I get it. I am saying I would like to see it. Hot take. Go ahead, Kev.
He stole my little thunder, but it's cool. So I agree. 2 things. One, I think America would. Judging by just recently what happened at the awards that Kelly Rowland literally had to stick up for Chris Brown, I don't think America is ready to see Chris Brown on that kind of stage, even though It's been years, and Rihanna's forgiven him, but for whatever reason,
Do
America
we forget what happened at Lovers in France earlier this year?
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
Look, that's why I brought up the patch. I brought up the patch.
That's what I'm
okay?
saying. Well, and then the part where there was, supposedly there was a fight, but nothing has been confirmed.
Usher's also not that type of nigga, man.
Not that type of dude. And thirdly, I think this is Usher's moment to where it's like, especially recently with the versus stuff going on, everybody's been putting Usher and Chris against each other because both of them are legends and both of arguably the greatest of all time. They're both GOATs. I feel like with this performance, this is a separator to me. This is how he separates himself from Chris. I mean, again, for those who think that they're that close, this is a separator. This is like winning a gold medal. If he's an NBA player,
this is not basketball.
This is like winning a gold medal and separating yourself from the guy that doesn't have the gold medal, who never played for Team USA. It's like,
but I would just say that just the contrarian, just that Chris. I mean, I don't know. How people feel about if he can come back or forgiveness. However you feel about second chances, if he would ever do it, if his career is long enough, he can have as many hits as Usher does. One day. I mean, one day you could have as many hits.
He probably has more or close to right now. But it's cool. It's cool. We don't have to talk about it.
He doesn't.
If we're counting features, we don't have to go down this road. But
I'm not talking about features. Even count the features. He don't have as many hits as Usher right now.
Rell, I don't. We can do. I promise we can do this on another pod. I promise you, we can do it because it's not gonna be nice.
For man, can I be present? I just want to watch.
It's not gonna be nice. But okay, so I'm gonna run through my list real quick. So mine's a little more. So I have old songs and new songs. So since he's going to be probably up until the Super Bowl halftime show starts, he's probably going to be promoting his new project. I imagine he's going to be playing some of the new stuff that's recently dropped. So 100% mark it down. Good is going to be played because it's a radio hit. It's on the radio right now. It's a nice upbeat, cool song. I think that one's going to be played. We talked about being played. Usher, Ludacris, Little John, 100% Stamp. That's going to be played. I told y'all before the pod, I definitely 100% believe Nice and Slow is going to be played. At first, I was like, he's not going to do no slow songs. And I was just trying to think of upbeat songs. But then I remembered and just like in my head was like, he's definitely going to want to do the speaking to the crowd saying, does anybody know what Usher is doing at 7 o'clock in his drop top?
Just see the camera pan.
Just see the camera pan on him and just... Like I can see the vibe. I see the picture he's painting. It's gonna be a vibe. I 100% believe that's gonna happen. This one I think is a long shot, but I think he's gonna play Superstar. I think he has to play Superstar
because it was a challenge. It's one of his more popular songs.
I think TikTok. Superstar has to be played. That's a song that if it doesn't get played, I'm probably gonna be sad. But I think that one has to be most likely gonna be played.
Also, Confessions.
No Limit, I feel like is a big upbeat hit. I feel like he's gonna play No Limit.
That's very left.
That's very left, but I think No Limit. No Limit. Played. I feel like I Don't Mind is gonna be played. Like you said, You Don't Have to Call. And I don't know if I said My Way. Did I say My Way?
No,
you didn't. But I like that choice. Just maybe not.
I can tell you what else he's gonna play. What? I get pretty sure he'll probably throw My Boo in because you can do the My Boo is a very interactive song,
for crowd purposes. Okay, yeah. I see that.
Also, 100% he's skating. I don't know what Rell. We talked about this before the pod. 100%. I don't know what song. I don't know when in the performance. I don't think he's going to be skating the entire performance, but he's going to implement skating at some point in this performance at halftime.
And I can give you one lock. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna be able to bet this. They're gonna say which song does Usher perform first? They're gonna even give you times to break down which song, and because most people haven't seen the fucking residency, they won't even know. But he always ends every show with that song that he did with David Guetta, Without You. Every song, because that is a crowd song. You can go, oh, you can like the streamers, there's
You can do
lights.
what? Say it again.
Without You.
No. What sound did you just make?
No, I'm not making it again. You know, but so it's an interactive song. Without You, David Guetta. Bet that at whatever amount you can bet money on. I promise you, he's going to end with Without You, because I don't think he'll end with Yeah. He's gonna pick the crowd up with Yeah, bring him back down with Nice and Slow. They're gonna bring him up again, but Without You is a song that's in between, and it's a good closing song. And they shoot fireworks and streamers. He does it. He closes every show at this residency with that shit. I've seen it do it multiple fucking times. So bet it now.
Rell likes to bet on any and everything. All right, so finally, the news of the day that happened today. That was the end of the Not List, by the way, guys. Sponsored by I don't know,
Circuit City.
One day, Circuit City. Shout out to Circuit City again. All right, so for obvious reasons, I believe Rell and I banned talking about Damian Lillard and James Harden trades until something actually happened. You know, we talked about as much as we can and up until, and we just didn't talk about any. If it was a new rumor or a new development, we were just like, we're not even gonna bring it up on the pod until somebody gets traded, moved. And today it finally happened. So if you guys were sleeping on the rock and you guys weren't around your phones at what time was this? Maybe about 12 o'clock West Coast time.
Yeah, like noon 1. Yeah, for sure.
Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. He is going to be joining Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. So the trade is 3-team trade. The trade is the Bucks receive Damian Lillard, the Blazers receive Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton. I can't even pronounce this dude's name. Tomarini Kamara. That's his name. Kamara. 2029 first round pick and 2 pick swaps. I believe the pick swaps have been, since this, I've taken this screenshot, they've been revealed. I think the pick swaps are in
2028 and I think 2030.
Yep.
2030. Sorry, guys.
2030. I know the Bucks don't control any of their draft picks until like 2031, which is fucking wild. The Suns receive Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. All right, so a lot of layers about this trade, a lot of emotions. We've been talking back and forth in the group chat about this, so I want to talk about all the angles of this trade, and then talk about the crying, the loser of this, the team that I did not mention this, that was rumored to get Damian Lillard for I don't know how many months now, 4 months. Well, I want to talk about the losers that did not get Damian Lillard, and they're losers for sure in this. But let's start with the Bucks. So on paper, and my Clips, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think? Do you think starting from yesterday when all this Toronto Raptors news was going on, what do you think about that aspect? And how do you feel about the Bucks today? How do you feel about the roster today?
All right, so I don't think this was a blockbuster trade. I think this was just a buster trade, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think when I look at the trade for value purposes,
Look at
I think
real stupid.
Good. This is great. I love it. I love this. The Bucks traded away their defense. You don't sustain Dame's offense and Giannis's offense without both of them playing defense. Drew was the defense catalyst for the Bucks. I do love what they could look like with Dame, Middleton, and Giannis. Now Giannis can take the backseat and never have to take a 3-point attempt ever again. Thank God. But I do think that when you look at the team, aside from the 3 names I named on the Bucks, the depth is not high. I mean, what you be relying on? What's his name, Porter? I'm not relying on him he's a great backup off the bench. But I mean, aside from that, it's no longer a deep bench. So with it not being a deep bench, I don't know what the Bucks do. I think they make some waves as far as being able to overtake teams in the East because it's the East. But I think the Trailblazers finally got some team effort coming their way, and then the Suns just got
we'll get to those teams.
Whatever.
We'll get to those teams. Rell, what do you
Yeah.
think about
So
the
that
Bucks?
I mean, but
I'm sorry, but
yeah. Sorry, no, but that's what I really essentially think regarding the Bucks. I think that they're not. I don't know how much of a level up it's going to be because we've never seen Dame play with a
would you
high
say they're the cream of the
profile.
crop of the? Would you say that? Would you take them or the field in the Eastern Conference as today as it stands? Them or the field?
I'm still looking at the field.
Really? Okay. Rell, same questions to you, and then you can answer the field question after you said your syllables.
Just want to let you guys know that Clips is working on a little monologue where he's working at ESPN portraying Stephen A. Smith.
Absolutely not. I would no, never.
Yeah. So that's all what you just heard. That was just him working on this monologue. Just when he does it. So yeah, because this trade is a fucking blockbuster trade. It's not a buster trade. It's a blockbuster trade. It's probably one of the biggest trades in NBA history. And let me tell you why. And just because Jrue Holiday is a good defensive player, he's a cog in a great defense. He's not the defense. He's a cog in a great defense. Brook Lopez was also run up to Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's getting older, but he's a rim protector. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a mistake cover-up guy when it comes to people getting beat on the other side. He is a weak side block guy. This is what he does. You had a luxury by having Jrue Holiday. My only issue is Jrue Holiday got exposed in the playoffs last year. Literally exposed. Jimmy Butler unbraided his hair last year. Not only is he okay, you're a good defender, but Jrue does, his deficiencies on offense are so fucking glaring. Even when a team is healthy, you can't even rely on it anymore. So you put in Dame Lillard. Now, even if you go small, say you take Brook Lopez out, you put Giannis at the center, which I think is their best lineup. You still have another great defender, a young defender in Marshawn. They're the rookie from last year, Beauchamp, who's a really good defender. A lot of people are not going to find out about him this year.
6'7", got 7 foot wingspan.
6'7", really long arms. I think he's a great defender. You also got Jay Crowder's cooked. He cannot defend anybody, but I'm going to say, I don't know what they expect out of him.
They're going to have to play him. They're going to have to play him.
Why'd you even bring him up?
I just want to say he's cooked, and I don't like his dreads. It got too long, Also, sneaky signing. He got some Lakers seasoning last year, and now he's over there. He could take some of that our Laker vibe, good winning vibes over there. Malik Beasley, I think, is going to be a secret weapon for them because he's a 3-and-D guy. Sometimes
he's a 3 and what?
Sometimes 3, sometimes D guy. It just depends on the game.
Rell. He's not
sometimes 3, sometimes D.
Rell, there's no D
3
in
and
Malik
D
Beasley.
is crazy.
You are crazy.
Okay, but let
2
me
and
finish.
D.
And Pat Connaughton. So, but then I look at who they have to. I'll be honest with you. Their issue is Boston now because I don't know how to defend Boston. So, but I really like this move for the Bucks because I really think that Dame Lillard is going to provide a option that Giannis has never had. He's never had a guy where if Giannis wanted to say, I'm going to just rebound and block shots tonight, Dame on fire. I'm going to just rebound and block shots tonight. I don't got to clean the glass, collect the tickets, cook the popcorn, make sure all the fans get to their seats. Giannis don't do that anymore. I think he just come in and said, Dame will get 30 tonight. I'm going to just grab 20 boards. Hey, Giannis could possibly block 8 or 9 shots if he just stood around the rim. That is what the aspect of what the dominance this could be. Now, I think the worst team that lost out of this
Wait, we're not getting to the other teams yet.
Oh, you said about the trade.
Not other teams yet. We get into we're going side by side. So for the same question to you that I asked Clips, Bucks or the field?
Bucks
in the Eastern Conference.
Bucks.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just say what I say about mine's not gonna be as long as you guys about the Bucks because Rell hit it on the head mostly. Clips, I disagree with you when you said, wait, what did you say? I feel like they do have depth. Like they don't have the same depth, but they're going to rely on, similar to the Denver Nuggets. They're relying on some of their they're going some of their unknowns, right? All right, so breadcrumbs have been laid, for the last month and a half with Giannis, right? So this was basically the Bucks organization saying, Giannis, please don't leave us. Look, we're trying. So the first time, if people remember, they got Drew Holiday when there started being rumblings about Giannis leaving before. It was before the deal when Giannis was, started sending little shockwaves talking about where the possibility of him leaving. And boom, they signed Drew Holiday, right?
Traded for him.
They used that, huh?
They traded for him.
They traded for, I'm sorry, they traded for Drew Holiday. They used that same guy, and then basically the same situation. Drew Holiday is he's going to be a free agent, not this season, but the end of next season. He has a player option, which is going to make it really tough. Which was going to make it really tough for the Bucks to sign him because they're already an over the cap team, and now they're going to be operating as a second April team. But this was basically a plea to the Milwaukee Bucks organization for Giannis to just stay. And now my thing was, again, this is just me being in my brain. I hope that with them signing Dame, that if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks owner and ownership, I'm like, Giannis, you can sign this extension now. We're trying. You saw what we just did. We just got you Dame. Sign this.
Get that attention on my face, bro. We're not doing that right now.
Sign this, please.
We're not doing that right now.
Because there's. I mean,
he can keep his leverage.
Yeah, he can keep his leverage, but if Giannis decides, but like if this flames out, which I don't expect it to flame out if everybody stays healthy, if this flames out, Giannis can just up and leave and be gone, and the Bucks just got to be bad with Damian Lillard, with the aging Damian Lillard on the team. Like that's still an option. But basically, I'm with Rell. I think this is the cream of the crop of the East. Boston's right there, but this pushes them above. People act like they don't still have moves, right? I feel like
they don't.
Bobby Portis can kind of fetch something, not the greatest thing. I'm not saying he can go out there and get a first round pick, but I'm saying if you had to, you can move Bobby Portis and turn him into maybe, I don't know, a lesser version of him, and try to save some money there. And if it really goes bad, if you want to move Chris Middleton, that's a possibility. I think
you can't do that.
Again, I'm just saying. I'm thinking of worst case doomsday. This doesn't look bad. But I'm with you guys. I think you pick the field, you pick the Bucks, and I'm rolling with the Bucks. All right, so now I'm gonna let you guys choose. Which other team do you guys want to talk about after this? Because all the other this to Portland. Me, this is the only super winner so far. As of today, this is the only super winner.
Portland.
All right. So as I said, Portland. Let me go back to my notes. Portland received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, some guy I don't remember his I can't. What's his first? What's the other guy's name? Real.
Kamara.
Kamara. Yeah, Tamani Kamara. And then the first round pick and the 2 pick swaps that we already talked about. All right, so Clips, we can start with you again because you got on the Blazers red because you know what time it was. They
No, I'm wearing the Aces red, buddy.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah. I don't know about this whole Trailblazer situation. I've been in Portland. It's a nice place.
So yeah, what do you think? So they lose arguably the greatest player in franchise history. It's a new era. It's a Scoot Henderson era. They didn't want to start training camp, which is next week, with Damian Lillard still there, unhappy. So they fast tracked and started searching around and found the best picks for them. Now they have DeAndre Ayton, who the Suns have had a lot of issues with, and people in the internet are lukewarm on his play. So what do you think of the Blazers? And obviously we all know Drew's not staying there. Like Drew's is moved for another piece. So what do you think of the Blazers? How they made out?
I think they're officially a shell of themselves. I think for what it's worth, now they can rebuild around Scoot as they probably were intending to do regardless. And that was just them pulling the trigger to let him know, hey, we're gonna try to build a team for you. So I really don't have any other judgment as far as players go, because it's we're about to see them continue to move pieces. I don't think they hold on, like you said, to Drew that long. I don't even know if they intend to keep DeAndre Ayton that long, but we'll see.
That's what that's what a lot of people have been saying so far, that they feel like they intend to keep DeAndre Ayton, as at least of today. They feel like they're going to keep him. Rel, what'd you think?
I just think the the Portland Trailblazers are is just they're just a chicken shit organization overall, and nothing ever good gonna happen to them because they say, why should we trade you to this location? Now everybody's saying, what gave Damian Lillard the right to force a trade to say this is the only place that I'm gonna trade you to, or why can you do this, or say I'm only gonna work here? Or even how Austin Rivers say, in no other line of work can you go somewhere and say, "Oh, let me trade me to here." Well, in no other line of work can somebody ship your ass to fucking Alaska if they wanted to, or to Indiana if they wanted to, or and no, you know what I'm saying. I'm usually kind of home base, so it takes a toll on the person that who's invested in the organization as well, because it means something to be drafted, as a lot of people get drafted in it, so it means something. So that being said, what they did was bullshit. Now, let's Dame sign off on this. I mean, yeah, they got,
He seems like he's happy about it.
I believe that this may have been the number 2 option the whole time, because I believe that maybe him and Giannis kind of basketball flirted in a way that he would have been okay with this, and I think that they already knew that. But my issue with Portland was, or maybe if it was a smoke screen or not, or whatever the case was, that in the NBA, players get dirtier than this. Not only did he abide by your fucking rules, he sat out when you asked him to set out. He did everything. He resigned the extension. The niggas shook hands. He kissed babies. He did everything you want to do. Don't think the next superstar is just going to act like this every fucking chance you give, or just going to abide by your rules of your organization, or just going to be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? You just want to treat people right. So if somebody's been good to you and and everybody say, "Oh, you're running the business," yeah, but sometimes that business it ain't just a business when your business is supposedly to win games, but then you told Dame to rest so he wouldn't help you win the fucking games
or even if it is a business, you make exceptions for exceptional people. Like he's one of your greatest superstars in your whole entire franchise. He's been loyal the entire time. Like you said, he sat out when you guys wanted to lose games to get better draft stock and to get the pick that ended up being Scoot. He sat out. He sat out healthy sometimes so you guys get better picks. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I'm gonna just finish on this, and I think that they made out worse, because if the biggest piece you got out of this is fucking DeAndre Ayton, like that's the chip that you were holding out on. Like I would rather have Tyler Hero in the backcourt with Scoot, and let me tell you why. I just think that you could hide one. Scoot's a bigger guy. Tyler Hero was, it made sense to me. Tyler Hero and Scoot, and I liked what I saw out of Hotcast.
But see,
I like everything.
You're saying
else.
That like they still don't have Anthony Simons, who they still believe in,
and that's another piece you could trade.
Agree.
True.
And that's another piece you could even trade, because who's to say he's only 24? But my thing is DeAndre Ayton. Like, okay. I don't know. I'm saying, if that was the fucking chip, was to get the contract of DeAndre Ayton and what you can give for Jrue Holiday, it is bullshit. That is the stupidest fucking deal you could have taken, because DeAndre Ayton is never going to be. DeAndre Ayton was just on the team with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and they said no.
They also turned. They said no, but it was more to. Again, the Phoenix Suns are like, they're the blue. They're so far already in the second apron that they to me, this was a move to get, again, DeAndre Ayton is better than Yusuf Nurkic, but how do we get on the Suns? He's better than DeAndre Ayton, but he is not that far off. But the difference in pay makes up for it. Like it made sense to at least them to turn him, DeAndre Ayton, to 3 players.
The fact that Phoenix, a championship quality team, felt like DeAndre Ayton and Yusuf Nurkic was a fucking wash, let you every know thing you should know about this goddamn.
It wasn't just that though, but it was money concern. But back on the Blazers. So what Rell said is incomplete. So what he said about the organization treating the superstar player that's done you right, I agree wholeheartedly. Dame's been a good soldier, again, greatest player arguably in your division. Division of your entire franchise. Been there for years. Done right, been a leader. As far as we know, nothing's happened behind the scenes. Been a great soldier. In the Bucks part, I forgot to add that one of the reasons that I feel like Dame went to the Milwaukee Bucks, I forgot that Terry Stotts is an assistant coach on the Milwaukee Bucks, and one of his closest friends is Pat Connaughton, who's on the Milwaukee Bucks. So I feel like that kind of had something to do with it as well. But the Blazers, I feel like you can't judge. So what Rell is, to me, has gotten wrong is he can feel like the Miami Heat package was better on its face, but this trade is incomplete because they're going to trade Drew Holiday for arguably 2 more picks and probably another solid player. And
is that the haul that you expected for Damian Lillard, top 75 player that they were claiming for?
Yeah, but we have to lower our expectations. I think the Rudy Gobert trade that happened just really fucked with people's minds.
It's not about the picks. It's about what the Portland claimed they wanted.
Yeah. I think what they got is the best they could have done to me. Now, I think it's better. Can I tell you why? Because you're making that face about the Miami Heat. When has the Miami Heat ever been awful? So, like, when you talk about Miami Heat picks, they're never great because somebody always wants to go to Miami. They're always good. Like, when you're betting on them, you're betting on them to be bad. I can see with my own eyes when the Milwaukee Bucks, when Giannis ain't there, I can see that team being the Charlotte Hornets. I can see them not being great. Their team is already old. Giannis is already, again, he's in his prime right now, but when those picks become valuable in, 2029 and 2030, there's no telling what that team is going to look like. So to me, the picks are more valuable. And yeah, Aiden is not the blue chip dude that you most likely want if you're for the Portland. He's not the ideal pick and roll partner because ultimately for a player that's dynamic as Scoot, you probably want somebody that's going to put more pressure on the rim instead of just catch the ball and do a turn away hook like DeAndre Ayton. But I feel like we treat DeAndre Ayton like he's just hot garbage. Like he's not probably. I don't know if if this just says the state of the centers or whatever. He's probably the 5th or 6th best center in the NBA, right? Somewhere in that range. He's not more. You can't name 10 centers better than him.
That's unfortunate.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's just to say about the position.
Shit. It's unfortunate because the position is so untraditional now. Like, what do you define as
10? You can't name 10 other bigs better than DeAndre Ayton. You can't.
I'd love to try.
You can try.
Fair assessment.
Come on, let's do it. Come on, give it to me.
No, I mean, we
don't have time for that. But anyway, but I feel you. So I feel like this is incomplete. I feel like once the Drew Holiday haul comes in, then we can decipher how well the Blazers did on this trade. All right, so final team, and then we can get to the loser and then get up out of here because we have been going long. The Phoenix Suns, who arguably everybody feels like they hated this move for the Phoenix Suns. I spoke with shout out to Iman. Iman, you're great. Always reaching out when something in the NBA happens. Especially about your not so great Phoenix Suns. She was happy about DeAndre Ayton not being on the team, and then asked me questions of how good Yusuf Nurkic is, and I said, "Oh, he's all right. He just can't make a layup to save his life." He had a really bad season last year, so. But anyway, you can have a bad year and not suck, bro. Anyway.
Oh, we had back-to-back bad years then, because it's been a while now.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt a lot, bro. Clips. Anything? What do you think about the Phoenix Suns? Do you feel like do you feel like they're better? And what do you think how they're gonna play?
I think that this lineup that they could potentially have gives them a better um, small ball type of lineup situation. I think Nurkic actually is someone that I feel like KD wouldn't mind depending on. I think, and I say that to say because Nurkic is a writer. Like you seen how if something happened on the Blazers, like he was definitely going to be in somebody's face and do stuff like that. I think KD's looking for someone to be a dog. DeAndre Ayton didn't have dog in him like that. I mean, I think KD might
You're
take
not gonna find that
Nurkic.
in Nurkic. You're not gonna find that in Nurkic.
There was some time, bro. I don't know how many straight up games you was watching, but he was getting
Rail
in
doesn't
people's
watch
face over
Blazers games,
games,
so
bro.
you wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. He
Oh
wouldn't
my
know.
Okay,
god.
my bad. But what I'm gonna tell you is, I think between the two, if we're comparing just those two players, KD can be able to talk to Nurkic a certain way, and Nurkic would respond way more than being ignored by DeAndre Ayton. You know, I think that is a prime factor. And again, just the little pieces that they acquired, I think that helps them. But now the floor doesn't get as clogged up because Nurkic also understands how to move on that floor with the dynamic guard. Booker and him should never have too much issues because he understands I got this dynamic guard and I need to make sure that I'm doing what I can to get that ball cranked back out to him to work. So if that's who that's going to be their starting center, I'm only using him because you never know. They may even still use
They
some of
might
these
start
pieces.
Ebanks. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. So
Bobo?
some things could. There's people out there. I'll say that. But
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. I'm just saying, based off of what I not to cut you off, I'm just saying, based
no,
off
you're
what
good.
the Phoenix needs, a center who can defend and protect the rim. I thought Vogel lied on his application when he got the Phoenix job. He put knows about offense. He doesn't know shit about offense, but he knows about defense. And so, if you watch what Vogel did with in 2020 in the bubble, when he had Dwight and he had JaVale and he was rotating the bigs and they were protecting the paint and Dwight was blocking everything, that's a Vogel defense. How is Nurkic going to do that?
He's done it before. It was like 3 years ago, but
It's possible. It's
been a
possible.
while. I will say it's been a while. It's been a while since he's been at that level.
Aiden just looked like the prototype. If we're not looking at salary or money, he just looked like the guy where I'm like, maybe. Honestly, I was liking everything I saw on paper with them. And for the Utah, they got my boy Utah Watanabe over there. The Suns are loaded, you know. But now, not so much.
Loaded. I'm gonna make mine quick. This is out of all the teams here. I think the Suns made out worse, but I do think it was calculated. Again, I think it was a salary dump to an extent. They wanted to get off some of DeAndre Ayton's money for a center that was, I don't know what, maybe maybe 2 tiers below, and you know they took into account everything else that came with DeAndre Ayton. Obviously, I mean DeAndre Ayton. People forget DeAndre Ayton literally came out and he was visibly upset because he wanted to take more shots last season before they got Bradley Beal. Well, guess what? He wasn't going to get more shots on this team with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. There was no way he was going to get more shots than he got last season. So I ultimately feel like he was going to be unhappy anyway. So I just feel like they cut bases and they just did what they felt was best for the team. Rell makes a good point about Vogel. It's going to be interesting to see how he remedies this because essentially DeAndre Ayton is a perfect big for what he likes to run. But Rell didn't bring up the strongest point that he said constantly in the group chat. How does this team match up against the world champion Denver Nuggets? How do they guard arguably the most unguardable big that we've had in this year since in the NBA since Shaquille O'Neal and Yusuf in Joker? I don't know how they guard him now, because again, as good as Nurkic is, he can't guard Yusuf Nurkic. He can't guard Joker. So it's gonna be interesting to see
That's
about that.
facts.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Anything else?
No, I'm saying that's facts. I agree with you.
All right. It's time to get to the big loser. So again, 4 months. It has been a foregone conclusion that Damian Lillard was going to go to the Miami Heat. And there was even reports that the deal was basically done in July, that everything, this holdup was just a foregone conclusion for suitors in places for third party teams, that this trade was done. Dame's ideal spot was Miami, and now they're stuck at the altar holding the wedding ring, waiting for the door to open, waiting for their bride to come down the aisle.
I don't think it's that
and
much.
the music is no longer playing.
I don't think they that sad because I don't think they really gave everything.
I think they just showing hate.
That's the problem. I think they were too arrogant. I think Pat Riley was too arrogant.
I think they're looking at him.
From what Brian Windhorst said, literally on his emergency pod, he said he hasn't heard that the Miami Heat and the Blazers spoke since July, which was 2 months ago. That Pat Riley hasn't spoken with them since July, which is wild. So I don't think that's a way to conduct business. If you guys want to, Jimmy Butler's not a spring chicken. Like them swinging and missing on this says a lot about, like, you made a joke about Pat Riley. I'm pretty sure you won't make the joke on here because he was wilding.
Yeah, you see now.
I didn't say all that. But the Heat have to do something because they were already the 8th seed last year. They were on a run. Again, people act like they just, we forget how improbable their run to the finals was. They beat a 1 seed and they beat the dog shit out of Boston. They did beat the dog shit out of Boston. But they beat Boston and they made a run that probably never is going to happen again in NBA history. And they lost 2 of their core players in Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, and they haven't replaced those guys, unless you count Josh Richardson and RJ Hampton, who they just signed today as I don't know.
I like RJ.
Huh?
I like RJ.
All right. Do you have anything to say about the Miami Heat?
Nothing. Fuck the Heat.
Damn.
What did
All right.
You?
I mean,
I think it's okay for them to.
They sat on their hands, and I don't know if they're not swinging for Embiid. I don't know what's going on. But
this was real Danny Ainge. Remember all those years when Danny Ainge was doing this in his head on the hands, where they could have got Jimmy Butler, they could have got Paul George, and Danny Ainge was like, "Oh, I was gonna make the call. I was gonna put in another pick to get Paul George," and it just never happened and never translated.
Pat Riley don't need to be up there no more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Very, very interesting.
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
The Heat can be bitter, and that's on them. That's on their management. That's
speak about what Jimmy did on the internet.
Yeah,
today, please.
I think, but it's because Jimmy is a troll. Like it don't hold as much value to me because I expect him to say silly shit like that. But again, I don't think that's gonna stop their culture from them trying to go out and compete. If anything, Jimmy wants to go and compete. Like, I think they'll be okay. But again, there's so many teams that haven't showed their hand of what they may have up their sleeve. I feel like that Dame trade is we're about to start in the next few weeks of some wild stuff happening.
Maybe.
So
I can kind of believe that. And from what I was told, once they seen the writings on the wall of the Harden stuff, they started setting their sights maybe on Embiid. It's like, maybe we should keep our stuff for Embiid potentially. And it's just like, y'all really think the Philadelphia 76ers is going to trade you guys? You guys are like one of their direct rivals. You think they're going to trade
bro,
you
guys? I wouldn't doubt that something crazy could happen. The East has been doing nothing lately but surprising me. So wouldn't doubt it. Why not? At this point, if they're going to rebuild the way they sound like they want to do, fuck it. I mean, you're gonna have to get away from Harden and his stain on your reputation, even though 76ers have a bad reputation of how their organization runs shit. So fuck it. You're not gonna sustain Joel if Harden walks out that door and then Joel goes back to being an average. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he's average, but just having to fight tooth and nail just to get into playoffs, he's not going to be happy because
Right.
you're not getting. They're not. You're not really getting compensated fully for James Harden's departure. So if it's and then shit, James Harden might fuck around and get put out the league due to all these antics. So that's gonna be weird.
We shall see. Interesting. I'm proud of us. We did a whole pod without mentioning Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Man, we're good. I'm so proud of us. I didn't think we was gonna be able to do it. But
Wasn't important.
I'm very, very proud of us. I will say this: the fact that they already anticipated, and who didn't know this, that she's gonna be at their Sunday night football game. Who did Rell? Who the Chiefs play on Sunday night football?
Play the Jets.
The Jets in New York. Yeah, they're gonna spank. They're gonna literally put a mud hole in probably Zach Wilson's last start as a starter. Hopefully, they're gonna put a mud hole in the Jets. And they're already announcing that Taylor Swift's gonna be in attendance. So, yay football! Great.
Hey, Thursday. My homegirl says she thinks it's a publicity stunt.
No, it is 100%. That's why I didn't want to come here and say it, but I feel she's trying to sell her album, and Travis. I had his stats, but I didn't. I didn't want to say it. Everybody did y'all see the stats about Travis Kelce?
Look, man, he's no longer invited to the barbecue, so we don't care anymore.
So Travis Kelce obviously gained 300,000. Actually, it's 400,000 social media followers since the game last Sunday. 400 increase in merchandise sales for his jerseys. He's a top 5 jersey sales person now. And obviously the Swiftie
wasn't even down bad.
I know he wasn't.
Everybody loves him.
And I think his podcast, which again, I don't want to shit on his podcast. I don't listen to it, but which is already a popular podcast. I think it's like number 2 or number 1 in sports podcasts. But again, the Swiftie effect. All right, y'all. Great pod. Great medium emergency podcast. Appreciate you guys. So for Rell, who still has the mic, the camera off, Clips. I'm Kev. We're those millennials, and we'll guys catch you on the next one. Go Aces. Go fucking Aces.